Kemba wants to do.
Yeah,
Favorite hero is Zarya, so can't play different
Rialto,
compositions. Straight out of comp. They're
running
going to be playing
strat.
very much what we've seen before. Interested to see it on the defense. It does look like we're going to see it in a very aggressive fashion, like we did see it with Finland against South Korea. Definitely a game to check out.
Oh my god. I think you guys are running dive, which is good for rialto. You just obviously, I mean, this is like literally very, very obvious, but you need your tanks to be coordinated with your DPS. They, however, have a weird. No, they have quad tank, so that's hard for you guys to dive. Sound, please.
Getting one. J-Dog does manage to get the Zenyatta at least at the very start, but they are losing this fight. It's just a matter of time before these couple of tanks that are left are going to be taken out. They do manage to get another one, so J-Dog doing a little bit of work on that Roadhog, but he's the only one who's been able to get any picks with that hook. And now Instant Karma sort of cleaning up here, so they're going to have a very quick push here. They're going to be able to push at least past the halfway point towards this first point.
You don't want to run a composition like that into a Pharah, that's for sure, especially one that, like Seraph that is performing so well so far.
Like, what would be like here in the choke. Just hold there. Make give yourselves as much time on the payload as you possibly can. 3 on payload, I hate when people say that. It is not necessary. If you win the fights, you've got enough time to push it. So you want to be taking as much space you possibly can here. They've swapped to a Widow now, who should be putting pressure on your Pharah. They are now going comp to put as much pressure on your Pharah as possible. They've got their own Pharah, a Widow, a D.Va, a Zen. Your Mercy, from what I saw last map, they are not going to be very good at taking care of your Pharah. Your Pharah is better than theirs, and their McCree was not hitting enough shots. So if your Mercy just pockets your Pharah, you're going to win this. Then your tanks make space for your Pharah. You can look for boops on the bridge. And then this, I hate this. I absolutely hate this part here. It's so... it's just so horrible to fight in.
Is one of the leading examples for Onyx right now. Being able to get a really quick pick onto Zeke, I think there was on the Moira before. No, it was Kiwi, sorry. Is now having to fight the FAMC in the air. They want to push this as quickly as possible before Straight Out can get back.
Pasta Knight coming in on the dive, quickly takes out J-Dog, so that'll leave a little bit of breathing room too for Seraph as well. Self-destruct comes in, but quickly is handled, so Instant Karma doesn't get a whole lot for it, but he's able to get to Kiwi anyways, so his team's doing exactly what...
Your D.Va was left alone against the Zen. If the Zen had hit more headshots, your D.Va would have got DMA'd, so... It is fine to split up, but you do want to try and stay on the same targets as much as
with this dive, finding the targets that they want to take out. Primal Rage here, just trying to hit players out, and now just maybe going back to the cart to stay alive is Sparrow, but they are going to get a very quick take here after they take out
doing a lot of work.
The baby D.Va there, and they already have 5 minutes on the clock. I've never seen that time on Rialto.
It was just consistent from Onyx, the ability to take down this very aggressive composition. A Straight Out comp ran to begin with. Now they're getting completely stalled out. The divers coming in, shutting down J-Dog and then Kiwi. Again, the aggressive nature of Onyx showing.
This is a hard VoD to review critically because you are outplaying them. You are diving them, so you're putting pressure and you're putting you're denying their Widow space, which then allows your Pharah to have all the space in the world and just wreck them. It's very, very hard to review this.
The versatility to run a completely different composition to what they started on really does show how good this team can be. Straight Out of comp need to find an answer.
Every time I go and say
Self-destruct coming over the top. Ozzy able to get a really good start, though, at least into this next team fight, and J-Dog getting the pick onto the Mercy, so no res coming, and then fights Seraph as well. J-Dog finally getting something for his team going here. They're going to be able to get a good start to their defense, not even around that first corner, which generally gets there as J-Dog finds another.
Because you have minimal space,
just actually finding the shots. He's trying to look for the Mercy on the side of Straight Out of comp, trying to sort of set them back, but Now he's just pushing this as much as possible. Saying that, Kiwi does get taken out the fight with Transcendence, so the Dragon Blade is going to come in.
Yes, Pasta Knight looking for somebody, but he gets taken out, but it allows for the Barrage to come in afterwards. All the focus had everyone turned around, and Sereth just able to free fire with it. And now there's just the farm.
It's a good fight when
here,
you
so
should
the cart will start again.
For it. I understand they can kill the Zen and got a bit excited and saw like a blade opportunity, but
his team actually does get Sungam from an amazing angle that seemed impossible. So now he's going to go on the aggressive. He's trying to find targets. Is one of the answers that straight out of comp needed. Now Onyx just need to make sure that they can maintain and control that. And that's difficult when you're running farm seed. It's an open season.
And there's still that cart moving for the side of Onyx as well as Pasta Knight on the dive. Able to get 3 in a row. So even though J-Dog was doing a good job of contesting, the dive coming in works to perfection.
You've got the Farah in the middle of the air. Robin Nosh is taken down at 4 minutes and 39 seconds on this checkpoint. Onyx are absolutely breezing through Rialto, but this is a very difficult point to actually get all the way. So it wouldn't be a surprise for Straight Outta Comp to completely hold this area, but Onyx have the momentum in their sails.
It's a little bit of a harder place to have the fair as well, because you do have the skybox limited a little bit more than the rest of the map, but it's still something that you can do here. You still see both teams using the pharmacy as they come around this corner, approaching that final corner towards the straightaway. And J-Dog was in front of his shield and gets taken out, and Ozzy with the self-destruct gets the mercy. The both supports are already down
when
here.
You dive in, your backline is then exposed. So you dive in, your Zen and your Widow can't come with you. So you need to watch out. I think that just happened, but when you dive in, you're then leaving your Zen and your Widow exposed at the back, who then can get exploited by the Farah and their Diva. So you just need to
remember it's a good start for the defense here, as they were able to at least stabilize after J-Dog got caught out.
They did use a big ultimate though. They did use Transcendence, and Onyx just got that Dragon Blade for Pasta Knight in that fight, so it can be fairly straightforward for Pasta Knight to go in there and completely clean up with Straight Outta Comp and prepared for it. J-Dog needs to spot it coming. Does get a pick on the Sungam, which does force the resurrection. Onyx, I think, needs to be better. They're just running straight through them. Dragon Blade is going to come through.
Self-destruct as well, and they've combined for 3 already. Pasta Knight still looking for another one, but a good pin there is able to take Pasta Knight out, but his team is falling though behind him. It might not matter. Robin trying to get something. He does get both supports with the barrage, but the card still continues to move here, so Robin just needs to stay alive, but it's not able to here. The respawns will come in and should at least force back the side of Onyx, but they're still playing on the cart.
And it just gave that far free barrage.
Valkyrie is almost ready to Zeke the rest of Straight Outta Comp, and it does look like they're going to be able to hold here. Was a bit of a patchy fight almost. Phil Rose pin onto a Pasta Knight whilst he was ulting was great, but it's those open opportunities that Onyx are continuously making for themselves. J-Dog is being amazing here as Widowmaker, really.
That picks, basically doing everything for them, so you want to be... You just want to... Oh, no, you're
does 12 fights before they've even began. It does give Straight Outta Comp a bit more of a window of opportunity to manage to shed 2 minutes on the clock on this checkpoint. Can they do it for another 2.5 minutes?
That's going to be the big question here. If they lose this fight, that could probably almost do it if they lose it pretty handily. Looking at it on both sides, you have
Moira Mercy, which is basically just, I'm going to cover up my mistakes with healing. Shit tons of it. And then you've got Triple Tank. It's a weird comp. I would say with this, because you've got a Moira Mercy, you could like just let your Mercy pocket the Widow, whilst your Moira keeps
defensive ults at least on the other side. Transcendence forced out here early, not really much to force it out either. So they use that at the start, maybe trying to use it offensively, but it ends up not working out too well. They're not able to get any picks, so still 6v6. As now the Earth Shatter is able to get 4. It looked like, as they do manage to take out the Moira. Self-destruct now onto the cart will force the players back for the defense, but they're able to still continue to get picks. Pasta Knight finally got 1 with the mech, but the rest of his team fell before.
Because of your ult usage, you are like with the fight you misused the trans. Otherwise, that was a one fight and you would have capped. Now you swap to a very weird comp, and they are just. They're out usaging
beforehand, so now they'll have to go back to the drawing board here, and they're under 2 minutes.
Pastor Knight
You
has
need to
almost
be
got a
complete,
graviton, and
like,
as you
you
saw,
should-
Kiwi used to
What you
Transcendence
did was you threw in a
fairly
Giga Bomb,
aggressively, must have spotted that
but
Pastor
then
Knight was
with
no
the
longer
Demon
going to be on that
pressuring
game
them as
G.
much as
Around that
possible,
time, the
because then
Zarya
they've
was
either
on
got to
22%,
deal with
so
you or
obviously
deal with
thought,
Big Bomb.
hey, I'm not going to worry too much, but the fact that Pastor
As I
Knight
said,
managed
it's
to
a
get so
massive
much ult
boot,
charge on the Zarya
and
means
that's
the
what you
Graviton
should
is
be
going to be
doing
early
now.
fairly soon. Transcendence isn't going to be ready on the side of straight out of comp. This could be an opening for Onyx right now.
Going swinging in here at the start is Sparrow. Graviton Surge is going to be used. Self-destruct thrown on the other side, and it gets two because the shield wasn't able to block all of the teammates here. So this looks like it's going to be a winning fight for the defense again.
And they've managed to shave so
If
much
you know
time.
you have
Onyx
no
have
ults,
really
you know they
struggled to
have
break through
ults.
the
You can do, which it's called a dry push. You go in, you bait out as many of their ults as you possibly can without using any of yours, and then the next fight you'll have your own ults, which you should have done that, but at the end you end up popping Coalescence. I don't know if she's going to switch off.
At this point, Kiwi now has Transcendence. That ultimate was great, the combination between the
main reason
Graviton
you're
from
losing
Robin
is
Noj
the only
and
reason
also
you're losing is
Aussie,
because they're
because
just
we did
using
see
their
Sparrow
ults
having
in
to
a
turn the
much
shield to
better
protect from the Diva
way
Bomb.
than
It
you.
just allowed Kiwi's the Zen to completely put shots into his back as a discarded target. Went down so easily, the rest of the team went down too. Straight Out Comp have a lot of answers. They have both their support ultimates, Onyx have the Graviton, but they have held on to that already in some of the fights we've seen from them so far.
Instant Karma got massively staggered too, Ryan. So they took off maybe another 10 seconds because of that great stagger. So now they finally get to the cart here with 30 seconds left. Use their Graviton Surge and their Earth Shatter at the same time. And then the counter Earth Shatter allows for J-Dog to get Sarah. Phil's getting another one as well as Thoro's going.
Grab with no follow-up. Then you use Shatter to try and fix your problem. And nothing happened. You used both tank ults, and nothing came out of it.
Going in, finds another as the defense cleaning up once again.
This has been great from Straight Out Comp. They look like they're going to be able to full hold here as Onyx have continuously been stalled out. Onyx have no ultimates ready for this next fight other than Valkyrie. They might use that to try and touch the point, but Misessa has just got out, so looks like this payload isn't going any sooner. It's like I said, it's not uncommon to get stuck here.
Frag in the back as much as he wants. He is basically like an extra player on their team. He is just sitting at the back, pumping damage, getting kills, you know, hitting shots from the back with no pressure at all. That's why he's farming trans so quickly.
The Straight Out Comp have set themselves a nice sort of ribbon to try and cross some Rialto, just as you mentioned.
Comboed, but generally not really, especially in that sort of a situation. I thought that was a little bit of a surprise coming out from them.
So you've obviously got,
and it's one of those areas where
you have the Hanzo Graph, which they're going to run a Zen, so you need to focus the Zen down or charge it as fast as you can, like before he gets his trans. You've got Lucia, which is good because you guys are running you're running goats with Hanzo, which means you're gonna goats on defense is just repeatedly doing fast engages with Lucia's speed boost. When they're coming over the bridge and around this corner, you want to be having the amp. You go through there, around the corner or right there. You brawl them, fight them here, and then you back up and you repeatedly do that. That's what you should be doing with your comp.
you kind of expected a little bit better, but both of these teams so far have had ultimates, maybe in the excitement of being in the open division, being on stream, maybe have the sort of jitters and excitement and the adrenaline pumping that sometimes that kind of thing happens. Onyx on the defense here are going to be running a fairly aggressive composition, triple tank with the Hanzo, so they are wanting to get in the face of Straight Out of Comp. We're going to be running an Orisa on this payload to try and chuck it along. J-Dog on the Widowmaker needs to find avenues for him to push himself.
Your Hanzo has to try and deal with
J-Dog is definitely somebody that we'll be paying attention to here because of how well he played, and he's staying on that character that he was hot with in Widowmaker. So if J-Dog still makes a difference here, that's going to be a very good start for the side of Straight Out of Comp. They're pushing this card around this first corner here, trying to look for those openings and opportunities right now with that Orisa, trying to melt that shield of the Reinhardt. They are being forced back a little bit here. No picks yet for J-Dog. They use the halt there, not able to get anybody. J-Dog moving into a position, though, up on some high ground, looking for somebody. And Pasta Knight, though, going to strike first as they take out that main tank, and that'll cause a retreat here by straight out of comp until they can get that res back. So still managed to have a 6v6 here, but they're not finding those picks that they need. And as they say that, though, they finally take out Sparrow. Now they can camp that too. They can allow for that res to not come in, and there's not a chance for it too because you don't have a mercy out there. And J-Dog finally finds one. Now they get their start.
The whole point of goats is to rush them, completely brawl them out, and then leave. That's goats defense. Goats offense is just do it again and don't leave. See, but what you guys are doing is you're sitting and you're waiting for their engage and stopping it, but that's not what goats is about. Goats is about controlling the fights. It's about going into them first. Here you're just staggering. I don't know what your Zarya is doing there. You're giving the Widow free space. You know she's good. You know she can hit shots, but you're still giving her free space. I can unmute him.
Even try him on Lijiang Tower on it a little bit more. I know that there's not ideal for every map, but there's still some maps where that the Widowmaker can still be used. This is definitely one there. J-Dog on a flank right now as well. Coalescence used here, but Transcendence is the answer. J-Dog finds Seraph right after he gets the strike, though, and now the barrage coming out here. Robin does manage to get Sparrow, and now the Graviton Surge used here.
I know you were just grabbed. No, you just grabbed them. But, like, look where the Widow is. I know you've lost all the players, but let me see. Can we see where the Widow is before this?
Here by the defense to camp that too. They can.
Was pulled. J-Dog was able to find those picks that he was desperate for.
And you almost wonder why they didn't even try him on Lijiang Tower on it a little bit more. I know that there's not ideal for every map, but there's still some maps where that the Widowmaker can still be used. This is definitely one there. J-Dog on a flank right now as well. Coalescence used.
Can we see that Widow? He's still in a position where he cannot be contested.
Here, but Transcendence is the answer. J-Dog finds Seraph right after he gets the strike, though. And now the barrage coming out here. Robin does manage to get Sparrow, and now the Graviton Surge used here by the defense to try and get this. But J-Dog is just still popping up. It's not going to matter. The self-destruct there from Instant Karma was into the river, so that didn't do anything. So now they just got to get Instant Karma off, and they'll get this car going. Moira has to retreat here, so going back towards his team.
It's not just a comp, it's a strategy.
Zessa, she's just trying to stay alive.
So your diva should be contesting.
Doing the best. Seraph is taking on the fight almost instantly. Struggled to understand why she wasn't behind the right shield, which was right behind her. Onyx so far looking to try and find a way to actually shut down J-Dog. These whole Widowmaker combinations have been amazing so far. He's completely on fire. We do see Seraph on the Widowmaker, Pasta Knight on the hand, so it's a double sniper come to try and contest that. But so far, it just doesn't look like it's working.
It definitely hasn't been. They don't seem to have an answer for the Widow. What will be their answer here is they're starting to get close to that third point. Going to start off with the supercharger is going to be Phil Rowe. J-Dog able to take out Instant Karma easily with it. Finding another one too. J-Dog is just insane right now, and his team following up afterwards.
Because she could be, I don't know, like, you're basically giving her the kills. You know she can aim and she can hit shots, and you're still not pressuring her. That is your diva's job, and your Widow's. And if your Widow knows she's going to get out sniped every time, just go dive. Play like Genji, Tracer, like just stand the dive. Just go Mercy. Or even Zambi's here.
So Widowmaker hasn't really been played an awful lot in this matchup simply because Hammond is a really good hero at shutting her down. The issue is when you're in open division, some of these teams may not be too familiar with playing with him. They're not scrimming or playing with him an awful lot in competitive. So there isn't really a solid answer for Onyx to run here, maybe other than like an Orisa Roadhog one support combination, which we saw a lot in the Overwatch League. Doesn't actually get taken out by Pasadine, but is resurrected. Has the infosight, but is stuck right in the middle of the enemy team. Needs to back out, is taken out. But as I said, Widowmaker doesn't look like Onyx really ever countered to this or an answer.
The only thing is, though, is it gets a little bit harder when it gets a little bit smaller, when there's not quite those the area for the attacking team to use that Widowmaker. So will J-Dog be as effective? They have the ultimates, though, for this next fight. And they did make these couple of switches here to try and deal with it, as there's the Earth Shatter. Does manage to get Kiwi at the very least, but kept up because of the Valkyrie. And then there was the self-destruct there that'll take out instant karma. So this is the good start for the offense there. Maybe just too aggressive from straight out of comp. It's now they're giving, or sorry, from Onyx, they're giving straight out of comp the opportunity to move this card towards that final point.
Too aggressive.
They don't have the Transcendence either, so it's not a very good ultimate being able to go there. But Kiwi does get taken out by a Trace. It does look like Onyx is going to be a pick.
Everyone has to come with you. Everyone has to come. Everyone has to go. Or if you're going to play it more defensive, because you're not running Ghost anymore, and you're going to let them come to you.
Bit more aggressive in nature.
And everyone has to
J-Dog tried to go for the shot actually on Kiwi, but
to...
narrowly misses. Transcendence actually gets used by Kiwi. Sorry, I was talking about Sungam on Onyx before, just narrowly missing out on J-Dog. This fight's looking fairly scrappy.
By the way, Phil already got another supercharger, does a lot with it. Instant Karma does take it out, but not after most of the team was eliminated, so there's only 3 players left. As Bethesda, she's just trying to keep up Sparrow right now, keeping them up so far, but they have to back away towards the rest of the team. This is probably going to be the final fight here. There is still 242 left, but if Straight Outta Comp wins this one, they will definitely win this match. Seraph with the good start, though, takes J-Dog out. Pressure gone, and now that forces back Straight Outta Comp, as they know that without J-Dog, they really don't have much of a chance.
Yeah, and J-Dog's being shut down quite religiously by Onyx. The Tracer, Seraph, has been able to sort of peel for getting into the backline, making sure that J-Dog, not so much killing him, he is dying a lot more on this third point than he has at all in this map so far on the attack. But the main point is that J-Dog can't really find an angle where he can go uncontested. The supports know where he is, so they're knowing to avoid the angle that he's going for. And now J-Dog is switching over to the McCree because he knows how little he can get out of Widowmaker on this attacking point.
Pasta Knight and Seraph were really committing themselves mostly to just taking care of J-Dog, and everything else was following afterwards. Self-destruct, thrown over the top, doesn't do anything, does turn around. Robin, though, able to get 2. Pasta Knight does get him with the score.
They diva bombed to put their supports out of position. Then, which gave your Pharah, no, which gave their Pharah space to come in. So their diva bombs landed right here. Your supports then have to hide there, so that they don't die to it, and in doing so, their Pharah then has no pressure, so she can walk straight in, and when your supports get back into position, so they can like this way, and stand back here, their Pharah barrages you. That is, what they did was perfect, and that's what you guys should be doing.
Storm arrows afterwards, though, but already behind the 8 ball here, but oh, good Earth Shatter manages to get 2, and the Dragon Strike afterwards. Sparrow just gets out of it here, so it looked like their opening opportunity maybe going to go away here as the self-destruct gets 1, well, it was actually the pulse bomb, but it was at the same time, so he had to use, that's what allowed Sarah to do it, and now Transcendence committed here to make sure that they win this fight. That's an ultimate that they might have to do here too, as you still have the respawns coming back in. Phil Rowe just swinging this hammer, though, trying to get it for his team, and now they start to finally turn this around. Instant Karma on the point here, trying to stall as long as possible. Transcendence, though, committed here.
It's like you're scared to commit to doing something, because there you have like 2 or 3 picks, and then there's only 3 of them alive, so they are defenseless against your whole team running into them. It is honestly like you guys are scared of running into them and picking something to do. If you were to just choose something to do and stick with it, and all stick with it, you would have so much more success. Like if you were to choose to, when your Ryan went in and died after he shattered, if everyone had gone in with him and everyone had supported him, you would have team wiped.
Kiwi, they think that this is going to be the one to win it. Now they just got to get instant karma off of the point, getting so close to that golden box, and they're not going to be able to get there. And
I can try and... Is there a way for me to type? No. No? Okay. So you look at why you lost that. There are a few reasons. I'll try and... Number 1, ults. So there's a V. No, it's a U. It seemed like they were almost always ulting before you, and then you guys were being forced to ult reactively instead of actively. And reactive ults never have as much impact because they are being used to sort of counter something else rather than cause massive damage. So you guys need to be more active with your ults. Number 2 was, I guess, indecisive and not committed. Can I spell indecisive? No, I'm not even going to try that. But indecisive and not committed. So you guys need to decide something to do. With goats, on defense, it's run exactly like goats on attack, but just repeat. So you have a starting point. When they engage, you run into them, you brawl them like goats should be, you beat them, and then you get out. You were running a goats comp, but you weren't playing goats. You were just waiting for them to come to you and expecting goats to work out because, you know, it's a good comp. You do need to be, like, you do need to be more proactive. And then number 3 is like ult combos, I guess. So Diva Bomb is not always used to just get kills, it is used as a boop. As I said, like what their Diva did was perfect. It's used to create space. You should be using Stun Shatter more. You should, with Brig, Ryan. Like those are your main problems. You guys aren't. Obviously I don't know what your comms are like, but you are also ulting when you shouldn't be, and then not ulting when you should be. I think it just, your main problem is team communication. It's like you guys are 6-stacking comp in LFG. Like you've just LFG together, got some coordination, got a good team comp, but you're not like playing as a properly good team. The reason you were winning, the reason you won Legion and the reason you were winning before is because you had no pressure on your fire and you were diving perfectly. You were taking pressure off of your fire, and then your fire then had like all the space in the world, and she was doing so much work. So you should definitely play around that more. That is good. That's a strat you're good at. But I think just work on all the points I've made, and you guys can be a very, very good team. Very good.